Hello, and welcome everybody to this lovely Thursday, I believe so. At least the calendar says, or at least my watch on the date says. And welcome to another great evening at Talent League for today. And today we having some exciting matches today. And with exciting matches, I mean exactly 2 maps, because we have only one major game to be played tonight, and that's going to be between Ultrac versus Vivid. And joining, obviously, my side is gonna be Mr. Conchcast. Conch, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you, man. How are you doing?
I'm okay, enough, you know. But more importantly, who the hell are you? Why the fuck am I seeing you the first time? And what are people going to expect from you?
So I've been here and there on the scene. People who maybe have been in the community for a little bit of time, probably about a year or so now, might know me. I've been casting for quite a while, on off, and I've decided to finally make my return to Talent League. So hopefully we'll have a good one. You know, a lot of people can expect a lot of hype out of my casts. That's sort of my sort of play, as I sort of do the play-by-play. You know, I sort of like to build and exacerbate all like the sort of plays that sort of go on, and overall just sort of try and bring up the entertainment value of the game.
So basically, finally, someone that knows on how to do the stuff and is not just like me, but sort of like me, just more behaved. Anyway, I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, I think most definitely. I don't think you'll hear much language from me apparently, because I've heard apparently that you like to use those sorts of tones.
Who the fuck said that?
I don't know. A little bird on my shoulder
I will
told me that.
shit down this guy's throat. Anyway, but with that being said, pretty much now you know on who to face with. But the more rather question is on on which maps we're gonna play for tonight. And well, according to a lovely map bands, it's gonna be Skyscraper and Border, which is perfect because one map I have zero goddamn clue because they changed it so many times, and the other one, well, it's just a dream for me. And I don't know. How's your take on these two?
Skyscraper. I've been an advocate for it for quite a while. I think that it's always had its place, and I've wanted it in Pro League for quite a long time. Um, Not old Skyscraper, obviously, the newest version. I think it definitely has its own place. Do I think it's the best map in the map pool?
It's just
Certainly not. But like I said, it certainly has its
it's just for
place, and I'm
starters. You players
sure
gonna
we'll
have a go
see
now.
that sort of place come into position. And Border, I mean, it's an old classic. I mean, it's been in siege for as long as time, I guess. I mean, all the way back in what was it now? I can't even remember the season.
2016.
Literally, when obviously we
Now,
saw the
year
likes of
one, season two.
Valkyrie, and all that. So it's been a while, around for quite a while, and that sort of map has evolved for quite a bit. Obviously, we saw dry stale bit of portion of the map for quite a while, and obviously since the rework, I think it's interesting. There's still a few things I feel like a little bit of a letdown on that map, but I always love seeing the strats that sort of come out of that map. You know, ever since it evolved, I think that it has a lot more variety, a lot more space for you to sort of work with, which I think is a lot better because a lot of the old Border was sort of like, well, we know exactly what we're going to be doing, we know exactly what we're going to be playing, and exactly knew what the counters were. But this, you have a lot more free room to sort of play these cool little intricate strats, which I'm very pleased to see that what we can sort of see tonight.
But you have your opinions. I have mine, obviously. But speaking of opinions, we did ask opinions, and then that was from you guys on who is gonna win tonight. And according to this lovely poll, hopefully showing up on your screen right now, it seems to be well, we definitely have a good side, a good how to say favorite up on this one. Vivid, 74% of you. So pretty much you know, 3 quarters pretty much said like, yep, they're gonna do it, but only one just that amount gonna say Ultrac will do it. Well, pretty much shows you how much big potentially the fan bases are. But I would say, usually I would rather say like, without further ado, to stop wasting much time and let's head into. But unfortunately, we only have a 4 versus 4, which it would be perfect for Call of Duty 4 versus 4, but unfortunately not for Siege. We need 5, unfortunately. So we're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer and do the favorite thing of a certain someone from back in the past is just to waffle about. Anyway, so how's the weather at you there?
Oh, that's a sore subject. I mean, I live in Wales, so there's a saying called that we all like to say, and that's "sunny Wales," and that statement is very sarcastic for obvious reasons.
It's
It rains like
if
hell.
if I look outside, it well, looks like I have England at the door.
Yeah, basically me right now. It's been absolutely terrible all day. So, you know what? It does kill the vibe, but I mean, we're gonna raise the vibe today and at least
Well, I
provide some
sure hope
entertainment.
so.
I
Sure
mean,
hope so. Some
everyone's.
fire up their asses. And obviously, every failure is gonna get punished with some severe laughter and probably me gloating about it for a minute or two.
Oh
But
yeah, I
hey,
mean, that's just one of those things, right? That you sort of make a slip up and you think, "Oh, I hope no one was watching," but we're always watching. This
oh
is the
yeah,
beauty.
we're watching. We're seeing you. And we're making sure our people also seeing that.
It will be put
Ugh.
on Twitter, and you will be exposed.
Not necessarily on Twitter, but if you're gonna watch the replays, you'll definitely hear us. Well, at least you definitely heard me in the past. Just go on about it and making sure this one stings for a while.
Oh,
But yeah,
most definitely.
man, I remember one match very very well that actually happened here on Talent League as well. Remember when theme park was still a thing?
Oh God.
Yeah, see, it was already voted out, and we were like one of the last people who still had it because we were just in the middle of the season. And we had one last match on it, and it was fantastic because it was the first time the team that never won jack shit managed to, what was it, get a draw or win. I'm not even quite sure remember. And it was also where we just saw someone getting wallbanged from underneath the floor, and it was closed
Wow.
just out of random. We were just falling off the chairs. It was amazing. I mean, this was literally like one of the, you let's say, performance wise, it probably wasn't the best one because you saw a lot of them shit. But out of like entertainment and like fun factor, it was probably the most purest joy I had. That was for sure. So it will
And
always be remembered for me.
it's funny how you should say theme park as as one of the funniest moments on it. So you know, I'll always say this. I don't mind theme park, but
It's a
once
meme
again,
park.
my opinions are they even valid at that point when I've already said that I don't mind skyscraper and I don't mind theme park? Probably not. I probably have now already yeah, probably already have wasted my position, my opportunities, because everyone's probably sat there laughing at me currently. So
Hey, I'm someone who was defending Consulate as the best competitive map, and I was pissed fuck when they took it out. And every single time I seen a team ban it, I was like, or like say, oh, it's our first ban, insta ban. I was pissed mad. But hey, they took it now away from me, so I have literally no, like, Border is not the only map I always love to look forward to, and Skyscraper since they re-added it. But that one stung for me very hard because for
Pog.
me it was always like, if you're good at
Partly forfeit,
Consulate,
right?
or usually whatever team you face in Consulate, there is nowhere to hide. Like, you can't hide behind your great strats, you can't hide behind your great gunplay or whatever. Like, everything had to work and fit in such perfect harmony. Otherwise, you would lose completely. And those who failed obviously had shitty teams or didn't have the
yep.
best team at that day at hand. But yeah, hey, it got away. People hated on it very much. There you go. Your wishes has been confirmed. You leave me out there with just sad tears and wishing me to go back into time.
Yeah, I
Hey!
mean, it's. I mean, I didn't mind Consulate, but I also am one of those people who hated it as like I don't know. I felt like as like a support player, like I am. Attacking was fine. Defending though, you just felt like you were never safe. And I mean, I guess that's good because in a lot of like these maps, there's a lot of positions where you sort of just sit there and you're sort of safe. But like, I just felt like on Consulate that like nowhere you sat was safe. You were always had an opportunity to be exposed, which I didn't particularly like too much. Really, I thought it was a bit unnecessary. Or like, for instance, the window repels, you could block off every sort of area to go. But that's sort of why I didn't really particularly like it. But I think that's more of the way I like to play. Doesn't really work on Consulate.
But one thing, I have now some news for you. We have a full lobby. We're just waiting on both teams to be ready and set go. We got the confirmation for it. We're just waiting on Ultrac, and then we can finally hop into Skyscraper, where I can get disappointed again because Thatcher's getting banned.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's just too good. Let's be real.
Then no. My theory is all of a sudden someone decided, oh, let's ban Thatcher, and since then it has been a whole staple. Because when banning was introduced, I never saw Thatcher banned, but at some point at time, it just he became like the insta ban, and all of a sudden he was never to be seen
Ultrac, are you
again
ready? 'Cause it's
anywhere
already late.
else.
Come on, boys.
And even if he's not banned,
What?
teams still don't fucking know how to play him, which is
What?
just embarrassing.
What do you say?
Especially when I see some of the old
Did it-
guys.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of those characters that yeah, I think everyone just forgot how to play him.
Excuse me, this is like simplest thing ever, and they managed to nerf him to such a great hell that he just became useless. And so in all like a lot of cases. But hey, if you still know how to use him properly and correctly, well fucking there you go. Life is easy. Cakewalk. Well, at least we're losing the Twitchy boy for today. No more souffles and flambés and whatever the fuck you do with a gas lighter. And
Poor boy. The poor boy. It's going to be an interesting game though because now people like I'm guessing like we're going to see like Kaid potentially banned here because I mean he's going to be up on the board and he's going to live quite well and yet it'll just make the game so much harder with him on the board with Maverick and Thatcher going. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of Kali being played now as well to remove the utility off the walls. That's basically how you're going to have to do it at this point.
well, Mira I approve as a ban, but the rest is just unimaginative.
It's pretty standard. I mean, even the mirror is pretty standard too. I mean, they're pretty common ones to sort of be removed off the board. I'm not surprised though that maybe like Valkyrie would have gone, but I mean, Valkyrie obviously now that she come through her cams outside, she does become a little bit more useless on Skyscraper. But I mean, I still think she's a hell of a character on Skyscraper. I think that she definitely still has a very good place.
Well, either way, interestingly enough to see from Ultracrack's side, we have a warden.
That could be potentially waiting for a rush, but I mean, it's waiting for something that's not going to come. So, not really sure on why the warden's being picked, but I mean, it could work, especially against the two smokes, right? But it smokes. Is it really going to pay off that well? Probably not. I mean, I guess the stuns as well, but I mean, they haven't even got any stuns, so ooh, it's going to be a rough one for Warden, I feel.
Well, either way, we're just gonna have to wait out and see how it's gonna go for them. But more importantly, see how Ultrac is gonna set them up and how they're gonna execute it. And I'm already seeing a few things here and there, but nothing O2. Well, O2 something O2 out of the gate. Obviously, I'm more curious on how the warden is gonna do out on this one because I doubt he obviously has a shotgun. So controlling the recoil with that tiny thing. Oh no, he has an MPX. It's
Reloading.
well, I guess we're too afraid of trying to control the recoil. Anyway, back onto the action as Joey repels on the windows, trying to look for something he'll not gonna potentially find. But hey, if we could tell him, you know, we have wall hacks, you know, just wall bang right there, you might have gotten someone, but not too quickly away.
Yeah, if only we could do that. And it looks like they're going to try and take over that west side control. Trying to swoop on through the hallway, trying to remove these positions. No, it's a shield there. There is one playing behind it. Essentially why they brought Warden was for that shield, actually. This would be a pretty good shout. But I mean, this Finker LMG is going to be deadly, so they have to stay out of the way of that as it rips through the map.
Well, the shots are coming through, and there you go, Mr. Easter! Finding the first kill of the day. That's going to be Gecko out of the picture.
It's a beautiful first kill. Now it's 4 versus 5. A very good start for the attack. Defense, losing a player this early on, though, isn't brilliant. But the fact this Jaeger isn't the worst thing in the world. But that's another kill coming on down. Luke will fall. That's another kill for Vivid. It now becomes a 3 versus 5. The numbers aren't in the defense's favor. They have to start playing safer.
Well, safer or in some cases even more aggressive, but either way, looking this, how Vivid, they're definitely not closing in onto the side of Ultrac, and a little bit of panic is to be seen, and they are moving around, but Prophet just already knows the door. He needs to hold it perfectly, and there you go, Mats will fall. Finally, the first one on Vivid go down, and more crucially, the Finka is out of the picture.
That was a brilliant frag, honestly, and something that really needs to happen. But they are still down 1, so they still need to look for another. But, I mean, time is ticking for the attackers. They still got a full minute, those are plenty to work with, and that's another kill. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's a 3 versus 3 now. The last remaining defenders really putting an effort right here to bring this back on down. Smoke cannons still coming up maybe a little bit too early, but that's another kill from the defense. Still a 3 versus 2, 40 seconds left on this clock. Time is ticking, and these attackers are losing numbers.
Losing numbers quite quick and fast, but still 30 seconds left. There is still plenty time for Vivo to try and go for and make that plant happen and find the 3 members of Ultrac. But over Mr. Joey swooping around, trying to laser out, trying to figure out something. See, and there you go. There goes one down. It's gonna be Prophet. Who's gonna find the daps? And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You find the last one as well. And with that, Ultrac wins round number 1.
I mean, what a play by Prophet. He really turned that around. I mean, he had such a powerful position. I mean, picking up 3 kills there, holding that pixel peak, really just turned things around. I mean, like I said, the defense, they just sort of reassured themselves. They just played a lot more stronger angles. They just waited more patiently rather than trying to go for those picks. And that's exactly what they did. They waited it out, waited for when they were at disadvantage, took the advantage fully of that. And, well, I mean, we saw the aftermath of it.
Well, it's only the first round, so nothing has been lost too majorly. So, everything is still majorly open to play for. And obviously can go around both sides either way.
Most definitely. I think it's just more devastating for the defense, seeing as they had such an early, nice lead. I mean, the attack, sorry. I mean, the attack definitely, it was looking very favorable for them. But I mean, once again, like, the defense just played such a surefire game. And I mean, it really paid off for them. So fair play to the defense switching that up.
5 seconds left.
Well, a few seconds left, and then Vivid is going to start the attack. And crucially, picking off from the gridlock to get in a 0. Now, that's going to be interesting, because then again, you lose someone who pretty much can cover up your flanks right there. But hey, let's see on how 0 is going to work out for them. Especially, you got the 2 breaching charges with there as well. So in case something goes wrong with our dear friend Dallas on the ace, then nothing is also lost completely.
Definitely, and we also got to remember that even though they've lost the flank watch with the gridlock, they can technically still do that with the 0 by placing those cameras, but it just means that you constantly have to have someone out of the fight watching those cameras, or when potentially an ally dies, those cameras can become extra crucial. So I'm interested to see where these sort of the positions of these cameras are going from Joey. So, you know, later on in the rounds, that could provide some very critical intel that could really net them up the round.
Well, advances are not gonna get through. Gecko as a Jäger holding down on the shield, sitting in drums, trying to secure this one out, holding quite a power position, try to stop any advances from Vivid coming through there. But if you just look on the right side, we just see Joey losing a lot of HP right there. just only down to a sliver, quite really, and well, it didn't went out for him so far quite well. So we're just gonna have to see on how he's gonna do. But so far, Vivid is working on to getting a breaches open right there. There you go, outside into Geisha. We already got the opening right there, but still like nothing coming further on drums. So there's gonna be a dead heat in that point right there. And you already see right now the angles, pretty much the two front lines being played.
Most definitely, and the attack have got some strong angles, but there doesn't seem to be much in terms of advances. Like, they have the strong positions. It's just now about capitalizing, sort of pinching these players out. Could we potentially see a kill coming up through here? No, the player just about misses the sort of opportunity to push on through. They are trying to take Geisha, but there's so many angles watching. There'll be Dallas falling. It's now a 5 versus 4. A beautiful kill for Luke. And right now, the attackers just don't have a lot of time to work with. And it's sort of running down, and that's a double kill from Gecko, and it's going to look absolutely huge so far from the defense. They're playing very, very strong once again. As I said, the attack just wasn't exactly well calculated. They had the positions, they just didn't really do much. They just sort of sat and waited, expecting something to sort of come out of fruition, but nothing happens. It's Ultimate Easter now who falls, unfortunately, and that's a flawless round for the defenders, and very well played by them.
You might say so, that people who have predicted Vivid, well, that might be regretting this one out right now, because apart from, like, the first 2 losses in that first round from Ultrac, like, they so far just been shredding, Vivid completely. I mean, not giving it an inch, and maybe Vivid, potentially, they have underestimated Ultrac.
Your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Potentially, or maybe, you know, maybe they're just not as strong on attack. I mean, like I said, they had the strong positions, and, you know, they were just sort of waiting. There wasn't much advances, and then eventually when they had to make advances, they didn't do it very well, right? Ace just sort of swung for no reason. There wasn't a lot of drones trying to point out these players. And, you know, there was sort of like high-value targets walking into positions that maybe weren't the best for them to walk into. So I just think that the attack is doing well at sweeping and sort of getting these good positions. It's just what to do next that they're sort of struggling with, that they sort of need a home now together to try and potentially win this game, turning around for them.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
You know, something I always been a bit of, how to say, not so great defenders is going to be attack or repick, because you see now Joey pretty much switching off from, I believe, well, we've lost the Twitch other side of Vivid on this one, but see, for me, normally somebody who's old school would have been like, right, whoever you pick those 5, you need to make sure the work is in, you know, pack them into your attack. But now I mean, here you go. You have pretty much the perfect chance. Like, you drone out first, you see what side, you see what's up there, and just completely repick and always maintain the perfect setup. And, well, for me, a bit personally, just like, but apparently it has helped competitive. It has helped how the games is played. So I guess I can't be complaining too much, can I?
Definitely not. And right now, it's been a minute so far, and it's looked like the attackers are sort of struggling to sort of push in here. They want to take this west side, this T-room side, but with 2 players sort of stacked up here, they're just waiting eagerly now for the attackers to potentially walk on in. Geisha also looks like the plan of attack, as that's currently getting sort of looked through. But I mean, what a nice angle created by the defense, but obviously it can work against them if they're not too careful. Swings in, though, and he's still finding a double kill. Oh my god, a brilliant first attempt. Matt Stowe bringing it back on through after the Prophet gets 1. It's now a 2 versus 4. The attackers physically, I'm hoping anyway, cannot lose this, but it's all to Luke now and Stitzy. Luke playing very, very safe, very, very patiently, on looking to get a kill on top of these stairs.
Well, he just needs to sneak up and go on the right time. He finds one, but Mr. Easter, quick on his reflexes, finds Luke and shuts it down immediately. Dizzy, the only one left for the side of Ultrac. And he needs to make a big play in this last minute. He needs to find those 3. But the side is downstairs. And everyone is playing upstairs right there. He runs out. Look at this. He's going to fight match, but cannot switch quickly enough. Dallas got his number covered. And Vivid win this one out. I would say really by I would say the sheer balls Mr. Easter just walked in, confident enough, and found these first two that set off the way for Vivid to just go through and make this one work out. I mean, high risk, high reward, and look at this. It paid off perfectly for them.
Definitely. I think what really sort of helped there was how
Defenders,
slow
protect your bombs from being defused by
the
attackers.
attackers have been recently. And I think just when Easter sort of switched up the momentum and went, I'm just going to go in, I think that caught a lot of defenders off guard. They weren't expecting that sudden, like, flood in. They just weren't prepared ultimately to sort of do anything. And he just sort of walked in there, bang, got those 2 kills, really set them up really nice very early. I mean, ultimately, that just was really just a round starter. And I mean, from that point, it was looking very dire for the defense.
Well, still. Finally, first round for Vivid in, so there
10 seconds
definitely must be
remaining.
a great confidence boost, but still. We already completed now 3 rounds, so we already got
5
the
seconds
cycle
to
to see
insertion.
from Ultrac, and just
Attackers must locate
now we're
and
gonna go
defuse the
back
bomb.
into office. We'll see how this is gonna go out. If you all recall correctly, Ultrac winning this one out, and also then the next bomb side. So we'll see. We're gonna see the trend established to be like, right, it's gonna go these 2 bomb sides. We see just the one lose out again, or do we see Vivid? How to say, finding themselves in a way and just revamping everything and making sure, all right, this was our first starter, you know, we can definitely do this one. We can definitely pretty much repeat the same way what we did just last round and see if they can, well, the more rounds you score on that as attack, the more rounds you bank in there, the better you're gonna have a time on defense, obviously. The higher your chances, I would say, are for winning as well.
Definitely, especially on a map like Skyscraper, where, you know, as I said, I don't think that these teams would have maybe as much practice on maps, you know, that are often played. So I think this is ultimately just going to come down to sort of like the confidence of these players. And I mean, it's really showing right here. It looks like the attackers are playing a lot more aggressive now. I think they've realized that trying to sort of wait patiently is not really working for them. As I say that, it must be Caster's curse because mats will fall to profit. And that's an unfortunate start for the attack that we're doing so well to sort of push out those positions. But it's still early games. There's still plenty of time. A minute and a half is looking like it's going to be left remaining.
A bomb
The 4
has been
versus
located.
5, not brilliant, but something they can definitely work with to push back on through here.
I mean, Finka is just really good, like, for the later stages of the game. So really get the boost in, you know, just to get that bit of more extra HP. So nothing that is really, like, you know, quintessential like that Thermite from Dallas. And
Ooh. Is this where we say something?
I think we'll just, you know, let the facts speak for themselves.
Do we leave this one?
Bomb located by
I
attackers.
don't really know, but I mean that's an
Joey,
unfortunate.
Joey. I know you've turned off probably like a bunch of your goddamn UI, you know, but if not, if there is an icon above someone's head, that means he's friendly, you know? That means don't shoot at him.
Well, yes, and my mate would argue have outlines on, so if that was by accident, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
He's still trying to do something stizzy as well. We're going to kill on the Dallas sort to Mr. Easton. I mean, with only 25 seconds on the clock, it's not going to look possible. But I mean, hey, if this man gets an ace, I don't know, bro. I'll take back everything I've ever said about anything, but it looks like he's just going to
15
save
seconds
the
remaining.
KD and maybe just have a talk with the team and really understand why Joey got
10
that
seconds
kill
left.
on one of his teammates, because I think that's definitely not going to be good and might have a knock-on effect later on in the round.
Yeah, I would say pretty much a quick tip. I'm gonna say like, how the fuck can you manage to shoot him in the head?
You are out of time.
Oh, you ran into my shots in my line of sight. It's like, why the fuck are you shooting even then there?
Oh, we need an instant replay button. That's what we need.
Oh no, we need a goddamn motherfucking listening, like, fucking, let's get in, like, called Astro listening and just gotta ask, like, how the fuck this shit happened? I would be quite curious on this, because, well, I would say this will pretty much, like, right round is chalk, motherfuckers. Goodbye. Well,
I mean, it's just unfortunate, ultimately. I mean, that wasn't going to go.
unfortunate, but hey, like, it gives us entertainment, so.
Hey Joey, keep killing, bro. All right, that's all
Yeah,
I
keep
gotta
killing.
say.
Like, will we see that donut? You know, but we all know that's already a custard.
Exactly, bro. You know what, Joey? You know, if you get a kill, another teammate kill, bro, we'll count it as 2 kills. All right, we'll raise the cost on you. It's okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't understand. Ultimately, I mean, I guess it could have potentially been a miscommunication. Ultimately, I guess we'll never know. Ultimately,
Honestly, the only time I excuse it is when everyone rushes in and you have like the biggest like chaos breaking out that like you just have to shoot left and right and center. That this may happen, but we were at a stage where I wouldn't say we were, you know, exchanging enough, how to say, what's it called? Opinion enforcers.
definitely. It's gonna be interesting now though, because the attack are going to need to take this, right? I mean, it's 3-1. Yes, you've still got the whole rounds to play, but you kind of want it to at least be 4-2, even best case scenario 3-3 before you swap. It's going to be an uphill battle if Ultrac sort of take this round or another round. So it's going to be a lot of pressure on the attack. This Nook is an interesting play, but it's actually one I don't mind all too much, because having this sort of sneaky player sort of sneak in the back while the rest of the team sort of push in the one way could be honestly a very, very quintessential role. But it also can have its drawbacks of, well, you know, it could die really early. But I mean, talk about dying maybe a little bit too early as Adapt finding Steezy. 4 versus 5. Exactly what the attack needs. And Tiana, though, on a drone, just sort of going to fly in. I was really hoping that was sort of like a bait and Tiana just didn't sight each other. That would have been very, very funny. Oh my god. You have to be paying attention to when your ADSs fall. And as Gecko now, though, losing his life potentially, he's crawling away for his dear life. But can he get reviving? Profit's there to save, though. And that's Easter falling. Luke with Dallas. And if Gecko can get picked back on up, it's a 4 versus 3, which is absolutely monumental for them. But Joey's looking for this alibi. And he does. And it's now a 3 versus 3. And it's a sweep coming on through. But Gecko being down and out for the count potentially. It could potentially go down to a 2 versus 3. And it does indeed. It's now back in the attacker's favor. Still anybody's game.
A Jaeger chugging in 2 grenades. Basically, Kraugo will find Adapt in the meantime as well, leaving this one out to a 2 versus 2. The Nook and the Buck versus the Malusi and the Wamai. But dearie me. The irony that Jaeger gets 2 grenades and is gonna go down from this one. Just you know, pure textbook, pure script. In this case, you know, welcome to the WWE where we fake everything. But still, that's it. But
I mean,
30 seconds left. Let's see if Vivid can able to do this one out. As Matt's gonna try to push forward. He's gonna see a few clones here and there, but it's not gonna face him all too much. Trying to check out and see if he's gonna be able to find someone. If someone's lurking, we hear some shots falling, and that's gonna be Joey who's gonna go down back to Luke. Matt's immediately with the regrab. But look at this Krago! Right on there, ladies and gentlemen. Ultrac with another round in the bank. 4-2-1.
I mean, what a round. I mean, there was so much that just sort of went on there that, I mean, wow. I mean, there was back-to-back refrags. I mean, there was just some ultimately just brilliant plays. We saw some nice nades, you know, get a nade onto that. Jaeger was very, very quintessential to that round as well. But I mean, wow. I definitely wouldn't have told you that Ultrac would have took that round right there. I would have 100% gave that to Vivid. But I mean, Ultrac just absolutely playing insane, pulling things back for themselves. And my god, I mean, it just goes to show the sort of skill level in this game. You know, you could be down advantages and you know, you could bring it back, which is what I love to see. You know, everybody loves this sort of a story, especially Ultrac as well. You know, the team that was voted against, you know, sort of playing this underdog story and playing it very, very well.
One might can still argue it's like, it is defense, so obviously they having an easier time right there, but
10 seconds to
you know, I mean, agreeably, you know, there were definitely rounds where it's like Ultrac was completely unbeatable, like no mistake, everything, but some others that will look a bit more closely on this. But still, I mean, they're still going strong. They don't seem to slack completely yet. The question is whether they're gonna be able to get this bomb side done, because Barbecue, that was the only mishap so far they had, and well, they need to, well, if they can get this one, you know, perfect. 5-1, like, I mean, you're gonna have a breezer time on attack, and you can pretty much do things that you know they're gonna be risky, but like have a huge potential for to work out. So, you know, you definitely got some room for errors and definitely room for some, how to say, creativity on this one then.
Most definitely, and I mean, as this round has sort of gone on and adapted, we have this Nook once again trying to play a little bit sneaky, and she could definitely put in a lot of work right now, sort of pushing into delivery, potentially looking to enter when the rest of the team is sort of ready. But this upstairs defense could be proven to be a big issue. You know, taking topside is always the better play because, well, you can sort of defend the whole entire side, but there'll be, unfortunately, one of the players from Ultrac already falling, and it's Gecko now in an unfortunate position. Luke, though, gets mats, and that's an amazing cover right there. And hopefully this player, this Malusi, can crawl on out. As time is ticking on, though, Mr. Easter will find Luke, and it's now a 4 versus 4 if they can pick up Kragul. And, well, there's also a player that's just been scouted. Kragul gets picked on up, though. So it's still a 4 versus 4 life advantage, though, fully on the side of Vivid. As time ticks on, though, this drum side is looking very, very heavy from Ultrac. And these angles are definitely going to come into play, but with the ACOGs and the better skites from the attack, that's one down. A Profit, though, with the instant refrag onto Easter. It's now a 3 versus 3, a minute 10 left on the clock.
Minute 10 left, and I mean, Kragel, luckily enough, able to, you know, get picked up and go to safety, but he didn't last long either. But I mean, what a beautiful shot right there from Joey, nicely across. Absolutely using the range available right there, but if you look closely enough, like, Vivid doesn't seem to be in the right position just to really enter that floor. It really set foot pretty much above the site. Because as long as Ultrac has the control over there and has vertical, it's like, they can't do much. Oh, there you go. As I'm just keep saying, Adapt now finally entered Geisha. Grenade's gonna chug out. He's trying to get the person out of drums right there, but doesn't seem to be wanting to waste too much time, and he'll do it right there because time is the key factor. Because look at the time of Joey. Goes in a bit of a squaddle right there, but he's gonna be able to escape out. Nothing rated too much there on an HP. Dallas now in the position. He's gonna go plant now, and he's gonna need all protection he's gonna need. And there you go. It's gonna be provided by Adapt, who will take out Stizzy, leaving Profit and Gecko the only ones left. With now 40-second timer, will redeem Gecko right there. Adapt will find him, leaving Profit the only one alone. He's gonna find Adapt, gonna put a lid on him. And he just needs to take out Joey and Dallas in order to claim this round for his own. And well, never mind. Joey got them right there. And Vivid will win their second attack. Ultrac not able to win out Barbecue.
That was brilliant for Vivid, right? I mean, it was looking sort of dire for them, and it was definitely something they needed. So I'm glad they definitely got that. It'll also be a confident boost now going into the defense. But it's all the question now is, what do Ultrac do? Are they going to be able to play strong here, or are they going to be able to keep with the pace now as they move over to the attack? You know, we saw Vivid maybe not seem so comfortable in the attack. So now time will tell whether or not if Vivid this whole time have been sort of saving for the defense, and if this defense now will sort of turn the tides around. Or maybe Ultrac have maybe just absolutely going on an attack as well, and then we'll definitely see what sort of happens from that point on.
Well, pretty much just trying to find out, but already curious enough to see, you know, from Gecko bring out the Osa. Definitely seems to be a little bit of a staple for Skyscraper, in my opinion. But yep, seeing pretty much using, well, pretty much using the can you say Monty replacement, or?
I would definitely, I wouldn't say like she's like a Monty replacement, but I would argue that in an essence on this map that it's very good, right? I mean, just the ability to bring the shield, sort of push people out. You basically have a free drone as well as have the extra gun, right? Because, you know, the downside to playing shield operators in the past would be you'd be without a gun, right? So essentially it was always a 4 versus 5. With Osa, you take strong positions, you have shields to play behind and plant behind, as well as have the ability to still have a player on the board, right? So I guess some people might call it a replacement. I would more say that, I don't know, she sort of fits a different build sort of what Monty sort of does, I would say that Monty has a little bit easier time clearing stuff than what she would. But I definitely think, you know, having the ability to have an extra gun on the board definitely makes her a strong, like, sort of replacement candidate.
Well, as Prophet's gonna be able to spot out a few verticals here and there, making sure he's gonna be aware of them as soon as he will enter those. But so far, nothing majorly quite happened. We haven't seen much of a gunfight. We haven't seen much of... Oh! Okay, did he really just, like, absolutely thread the needle on this one?
That
I mean, it did kill them, but, like...
that could have been disgusting.
Fuck me!
That could have been...
I could not even see this!
That
I'm
could have
wearing
been-
spectacles
oh.
for this shit. Holy moly!
That literally could have been a game changer, that kill. I think we both would have been so gassed. I mean, we're gassed right now, but if he had managed to get that kill, I think we would have been in awe during that whole entire
I think I would have
process.
just fell off the chair at this point.
I think that would have been a little bit too disgusting for our liking. But Gecko finding a kill after taking heavy damage, as the DAP's falling. Not someone you want to go out early as well. You're smoked to deny pressure later on. And it's now a 5 versus 4. Defense now, though, on the back foot. With a minute left on the clock, though, the attackers are running out of time. They're going to have to start making plays, making advances. That's Joey taking heavy amounts of fire, but Joey's still holding strong, holding above, trying to play this vertical out, trying to deny these players from entering on in, taking a couple of shots right there. That's Prophet taking heavy fire. Joey absolutely being a menace up here. They need to clear him out. With him having this pressure above and as well as being sat in the sight with this pressure, there's not a lot more that these attackers are going to have to be able to do. And that's 30 seconds now. Defense looking like they might potentially be on the back foot, like I said, being down a player, but they're holding strong. They're playing these angles. They're waiting patiently. 20 seconds, the attacks need to go in, and that's Prophet entering on in, taking out Mr. Easter. Matt Stowe taking out Kragul, and that's an amazing kill so far. And it's another kill, though, from Joey, and he finds a second, and he finds a third! It's now a 1 versus 3! What an absolute mad lad from Joey to swing on out, and that's Matt to seal the deal. Round number 7, go into Vivid, and my God, can we just take a second to appreciate Joey?
I mean, hell around from him. Really hell around. And, well, I mean, without him, like, I doubt that Vivid would have gotten this round because Ultrac looked to be quite close in getting this one, but holy moly, Joey just absolutely pulling out both legs. Just tapping his way through from the members of Ultrac, and well, look at this, paying off as Vivid are now closing on the gap further down to a 4-3, and since we have a 4-3, are you someone who plays it on 4-3 ratio?
I'm actually not, no.
Thank
I might
motherfucking goodness.
I might be like one of those majority people. I did for a while. When I first started playing BC, I was like 4x3 all the way. And then I was sort of like, it doesn't really... I mean, I understand the sort of likeness for it, right? And I think if you're playing on a low resolution, 4x3 is nice. But I still just think, like, having the nice, like, smoothness, not having everything so stretched is just a massive advantage. You know, I don't think stretch res is the hype that it gets, to be honest with you.
See, I have a 16:9 monitor, so I deem that everything else is 16:9. End of discussion. And if I wanna see 4x3, then I might as well fucking boot up my PlayStation 2. At least these things were designed for that format. You know?
Oh, you're probably more looking like 3x4, but...
No, it was 4x3.
Really? That's
Yeah.
something I didn't even know. Fair play, you've taught me something there.
Granted, I also had, like, at some stages, like, a literal goddamn square of a TV.
True.
Like, really, really old one, but still, like, everything was 4x3, and even now, like, use emulators, all your games is, like, 4x3. Like, some have widescreen patches and things like this, but still, like, the majority, you have pretty much a left and right, you have black. It's pretty much like right now the view I have. Except that, you know, the top and the bottom is, you know, closed off and not... That's another thing. Little insight. Anyway. speaking of too much ratios, there's someone who's gonna ratio Mats, and that's gonna be Prophet, who's gonna be taking him out right there. And well, I'm just looking at his kill count. The man sits on the 11-4. I mean, guy is definitely on a roll right there for Ultrac.
Most definitely. I mean, he's been such a valuable player during like this whole entire game. He's turned around so much, and I'm thinking we're gonna sort of see that from Joey as well. After that insane round, I'm sure he's gonna come through again. But you know, the one thing we've got to be careful of is not getting overconfident, because that would lead to a very, very bad downfall. I sort of don't want to see Vivid in. But 5 versus 4 now, minute left on this clock. Time is ticking. Time is not the essence. And oh my god, I thought Joey was about to absolutely shoot Mr. Easter in the leg, and that's Craggle getting Mr. Easter. So unfortunately, Joey couldn't even seal the deal. And it's now a 5 versus 3. 50 seconds left remaining. Looking for this potential play. What is the game plan ultimately, though? That's the real question. They have upstairs, but the site is unfortunately down the stairs. It's a good start so far, and the talk about good starts, Daps getting one from Ultrac, and it's now a 4 versus 3. Brilliant start for the defense, trying to turn things around, but they're still down by 1, which means these attackers can potentially push in, go for refrags, and come out on top.
Don't forget, there's that timer, and it's ticking in their favor quite massively, and just 20 seconds left. I'm not sure how Ultrac is gonna do it and try to get that plan going, but that means they have to close in, and they have to run basically into the Anderson line of sights of Vivid, and there you go, Joey will flame one. Stizzy will got him covered right there. Easily the refrag, but still, the time is ticking. And look at this, Dallas able to down, or at least drop the defuse. I'm not quite sure. Yes, it was Stizzy, and look at this. Time runs out, and there you go. Vivid got that round in just in the slice of the spare, but so you can be man down, but as long as you don't have that time under control, things like this happens, and Vivid even out the scoreline, and we're down onto a 4-4.
I mean, that was looking dire for Vivid. I thought genuinely, I know the time was sort of ticking, and it was in a disadvantage, but I thought as things were coming through, I thought Joey was going to pick up himself a double kill and potentially swing the round back, but Joey got one, died, and I was like, uh-oh, they're going to push in, kill this mute, and it's going to be plant down, and it's going to be GG. But I mean, Vivid, like, I mean, especially that mute, he played strong, he played well. I mean, Joey sort of slowing down as well, the attack, just on my legs, not a lot of time for the attackers. And I mean, when you don't have a lot of time, you know, it's that classical thing of no time equals you've got to start pushing. And at that point, you're not sort of thinking, you're just going, I need to get in, I need to get in. And ultimately, you're not sort of thinking of where people are sitting, because all your main focus is getting in there and getting that bomb down.
Your brain like, pew.
Literally, your brain literally goes off like a TV. You know, back in the day where like these like you used to just see it like flume in the middle. That's literally how your brain sort of goes. You just go, I don't care anymore. We're just going.
Oh, you're making me feel very nostalgic.
Literally, we talk about PlayStations, bro, and all this and the other, bro.
Bring me back to those good old days.
Let me get a box for a TV, bro. We need them.
Well, they got a nice big chunky box where, you know, like a cat or something, you know, could sit the rest on top. I don't think they can do now with flat screens.
I remember back in the day when your TV used to play up, you used to just go up to it, give it a little tap on his head, and it'd start working again.
Yeah, that's how you used to fix shit. Not goddamn, like, I went to school for electronics, you know. When that shit became too much like programming everything, I dropped out. Because I prefer, like, if something ain't working, let me replace the right part for it. And call it a day. But,
Literally.
hey, you know, people say, like, you know, embrace modernity and what's it called, the other one?
I don't know. You got me out that one.
Future, modern, whatever. It's like, nope, I'd rather fucking stay back in old school days.
I mean, it worked, and that's the main thing, right? So
yes, and the one thing that also works is the L85 in the hands of Prophet, because again, he managed to kill another one from the Vivid. This time it's gonna be a Dap.
I can't, man. Prophet is absolutely playing like an animal. I mean, what is this, man? Oh, he's 12-5 right now. And I mean, he's always the first person to get himself a kill. And I mean, he's always the one to sort of lead his team into the fray and into that victory spot. But Vivid, gotta start struggling now as time ticks on.
The only thing that worries me about Prof, like, doesn't matter if he puts like a stellar performance like this again, like Joey will fall. Like, doesn't matter if he can do an opening. If last 2 rounds, if they're not gonna work out, that's how to say, like it's like bit of like waste.
Yeah, like kills don't win you games, objective wins you games, right? And I mean, Vivid have shown to play the objective really well.
Kills can also win you games. Let's get that straight very quickly.
Well, it can, but
still the best threat that I have in my arsenal is like click heads. There you go. Nothing much needed. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But still, it's still a huge major part, and one major part that's gonna go out of this one is gonna be Dallas. As Proggle has the answer, the solution to this one, as Vivid is striking back with 2 of their own going fall, and look at this, Ultrac immediately shutting down those 2. Finally winning a round again.
I mean, wow. That's all I got for that was wow. I mean, it just sort of seems, and this is what I'm sort of picking up, it's happened on both sides so far. It's very slow paced. They like to wait, and then it's like 40 seconds left, and then it's just snap. It's like, that's moving there, that's getting a kill, that's moving, we're moving to this position, we're holding this position. It's just so quick, and I know like the old Siege meme, the 30-second meta, like it is literally coming into fruition in this right again. We're back in those days, and I don't know what is happening.
If you talk to me about old metas, the one I used to love when Blitz was very viable,
Oh.
It's like Brazil, LATAM, like we watch those Pro League matches. It's like in one finger snap, everything is dead.
You're not a lion finger Blitz man, are you?
Oh, sweetheart. Lion, Finca, Blitz, Blackbeard, and just to literally make it right, IQ, and this is what I call the yellow meta, and that's what a friend always used to say, like, oh no, that's not yellow meta. Sweetheart, the yellow meta is literally because everyone in their operator icons is yellow.
Yeah, true. I mean, you are missing a little bit, but obviously there's a few characters.
Okay, all right. Let's just make the absolute goddamn AIDS one.
Well, I mean, that would be like Jackal and something, but at that point it's not even yellow anymore. It's not even yellow anymore, is it? So
no, this is them pretty much like, you're goddamn fucked, boy.
we got a drop out apparently.
Rehosting line.
We love Siege, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a perfect game. It never has any issues. It's a very alive scene. I mean,
oh, forget about this one. Siege and working. Like, to be fair, this wouldn't be a talent league cast if at least one thing would not work properly. Either it's gonna be a rehost, it's gonna be the game that's gonna be bugged, or usually we fuck up on the production side of things. So hey, keeping traditions alive, like something has to go wrong regardless.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things, right, when you're casting that you always look out for, and that's technical errors, because they always happen. You could literally set up about an hour before, or maybe you could probably set up 5 hours before and make sure everything's working absolutely perfect, but there'll always be a technical error. And then it's the caster's curse. I can't tell you the amount of times where I've gone, oh, look at that, they're doing really well, or you're like, they should win this, and it's always a lose. It never goes right. It never is in favor. Oh, it's always like that, man. Good old caster's curse.
Yep. At least that means you get to see our lovely faces for a couple of seconds ago, but until we're trying to figure out. Oh, what do you mean figure out? We're trying to set up a lobby again, put out the good old match history, and set everything up for you viewing pleasure again. But for everyone who just managed to exactly come in right now, no, the match has started an hour ago. We're just having yeah, thank God. We're just having a slight technical difficulty in the terms of a rehost. And obviously the current scroll line is 5-4 for Ultrac. But obviously after Skyscraper, we obviously got another match and another map at hand, and that's gonna be Border. So forward and very exciting to see this one. But so far, we still need to conclude Skyscraper, so we can't run away just yet. And in case it takes a little bit longer, that would be a perfect time for you to grab some snacks, drinks, toilet, some other things you use to watch streams like green stuff or white stuff.
Yo, I don't know about that one, Chief. What are you on about?
Apparently, I've
What are
been
you on
told
about,
I,
bro?
I had someone who was like, setting himself to a different season. So hey,
Oh,
whatever works for you to relax and to watch and makes you sure to enjoy this one and stay completely there. That's
I
what you're
would,
gonna need. Then it would be a great time to fetch it right now.
I agree, but I would stay away from any substances because you'll probably absolutely trip. Well, me and you are casting. It
That's
probably
the
wouldn't be
listen,
very
listen,
fun.
Coach. That's the reason
Oh,
why we have tripping.
you need to be fired for that one.
Ah, no.
You need to be fired for
The
that one.
laziest and lousiest jokes are back, sweetheart.
You can't be saying that sort of stuff and getting away with it. There ain't no way.
Welcome to the Darrell Show, ladies and gentlemen, where I can say whatever the fuck I want and be cool with it.
Oh, I don't know. I think personally that something should come out of what you just said. Uh,
Hey, like if this is the worst offender, like, hey, and on the weekends I get literally like pinged like 50 million times for just cursing or just saying even like one minor word like fuck or shit or whatever, and it's like getting annoyed with this one is like, bro, challenge me because you're gonna have to make a goddamn beep sound if you don't want to hear this crap. Then
could you imagine doing that to Trippin? You just sat there like
yeah, you're just gonna
anticipating
be
these
like
swear
beep
words.
beep 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 beep. It's just then like Morse code. We might as well could send out signals on SOS, just like perfectly time this one.
Oh, I feel like you'd have
It
to like
spells a hidden
blur every other
message at
word.
the end. It's gonna spell out the hidden message at the end, and the
Oh,
hidden message will be a massive beep.
that'd be quite cool. I feel like that'd be like a cool thing to like. Imagine we made like an ARG for like Talent League, and you got to the end and had like a prize or something. Not wink wink, nudge nudging. Um, someone's gonna spend now like hours just watching for every single game now,
Oh
trying to figure
goodness
out
sake.
something, trying to see a puzzle or something. I've started something now. Oh,
Well, that would be a thing, obviously. But we're too streamlined for it, so imagine we
true.
would tweet out every single time like a different starting, and it's just like, and you piece everything out then at the end,
That'd be
That
quite
would
cool.
be
Like, I feel like that'd be quite cool. Like, imagine we had like a big puzzle and you had to like solve it, and then the end piece
big
is
puzzle.
just
Watch on the stream, like see something pop up or fly over, and then be like, "Oh, all is well and done."
it just takes you to a link, and I reckon we just have like the final prize is just like you doing like a recreation of like Never Gonna Give You Up, like the full dance and everything.
Oh, fuck off.
We need to start that now, okay?
Sweetheart,
We
if we're
need
gonna
it.
do this in summer, like this will be absolutely embarrassing, and nobody would want to see this,
Uh,
and we'll fall on the pornography.
Hey, bro, if I said to people in the Discord, you figure out, there'll be puzzles everywhere. You figure it out. You get a video of Tyrell dancing, bro. You already know that everyone in that server is looking out for it.
Oh god, no. Puzzles. Find what's in the background of my room and figure out.
Oh,
Wait, if I need to turn exactly this way, figure out how many cards not how many, but like what cards I got, and then quite a few.
jeez. You like collecting those sorts of things, do you?
Oh, just the how to say it, the one cars the cars that exist in real life, not the crazy ones.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like,
Uh,
yeah, I do have a good collection.
ah, it looks quite cool. It looks quite nice in the background, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair, if you go more closely, you can see like the transition from white to yellow to orange to
Yeah, so I was
red,
gonna say they're wellly like
green,
color coordinated.
light blue, darkish, black. Yeah, see, but
Fair
here's
play.
the thing. I have a smaller one that is just considers of Fords. Just a
Wow.
15 one. I have like, well, so you have in line like 3 of the 4GT generation in the middle. Oh, not in the middle, but like one next to. I had like the Escorts and a Focus. Still want to find another Escort just to make sure to replace it nicely. Then in the middle, I got the Mustangs, just 3 of them. Like pretty much the like, well, let's say 3 generation of like the 2005 one. I even got the concept one,
Mm.
2000. It was like I'm so proud that in my childhood, I got to have, Hot Wheels and now obviously like some real life cars. And now obviously like being older, being aware of cars, you get to realize and you get to see like I have some gems. So I got this one. Then I got some Shelbys, some
Oh.
GT500s, like old and new. Even one mixed the RTR. And then the last one has a Torino, a Maverick, and a Model A hot rod. So that's my Ford one. So then what I want to do is like underneath, I want to do a Chevy one. I already got that one worked out, got the cars for that. Just need to build it. And then hopefully at some point I will be able to finish up the Dodge one. And then I have all big threes from America. So definitely want to do that one. And obviously then I have the very, very big one. That is my Japanese car collection. And I got a lot of Nissans, a lot of Hondas, just only 2 Subarus and only 3 Toyotas, which is, small obviously. Few Mitsubishis, a few Mazdas, but like mostly it's just Nissans and Hondas. But those were like the most ones I could get my hands on.
That was quite cool. I need something going on in my background, bro. I just got like foam padding. It's kind of depressing.
Hey, at least you don't have like some echoing and shit like this, so you can record stuff very nicely. Whilst I have to, at least always have like someone who just does the sound for me. So
It's nice and like I look like quite professional, but like I would like something cool in the background. You know what I mean? Like it's just a
shall
bit
I
boring.
lend you some cars? I have enough. Or
Yo,
shall I lend you the poster of a 19? Well, I'm not quite sure exactly the year, but I'm gonna say a 1968 Matra MS, well, 120. Basically, a 1960s Formula One car. The same chassis pretty much has
oh,
been used by Jackie Stewart, but it had the legendary Ford Cosworth DFV V8 engine in there. So that's why he then won it in 69. And Matra failed with their V12 in Formula One, but they didn't fail in Le Mans. But I guess, that's car nerd, that's motorsport nerd stuff. So if you would like to go back to the match. I got some news on this one. We're pretty much getting everything started up and rallied up again. But so yeah. But for the meantime,
what was
yeah,
that, producer? The game is shit.
yeah.
Listen, guys.
Maybe I should start smoking cigars on stream now.
Oh.
I mean, I have one ready, like here.
Yo, imagine a reality where Siege worked.
A reality where Siege worked. I believe you are a very, very big dreamer.
I can dream, right? I can wish and I can hope.
Don't get your hopes up too much.
I literally was talking to my mates because they delayed the new season. I was just like, it's not a siege
Oh, they
season about
did.
bugs. They did, and look at this, bro. They
Oh,
can't
where
even
have I
fix.
heard that before? A season is delayed, or a map, or something like this, or an operator, even perhaps.
I'm proud of them though for delaying it, and telling us like 2 days before because usually they
Two
just sort
days
of
before, even.
2 days before. Bro. Usually it's like
Wow.
they're like, "Oh, come out at 7 today, by the way, guys," and we're just sat here at 7, and we're like, "Ubisoft, no update." And about 2 hours later, they go, "Oh yeah, by the way, guys, we postponed it for next week. So yeah, good luck." It's just cheers, Ubisoft, cheers.
Wow, this puts me back in time where a thing named Operation Health was a thing.
Oh, But
And
honestly,
if every motherfucker keeps saying like we need another Operation Health, have you assholes even lived through it?
it was
Did
hell.
you know how
It
terrible
was
it
hell.
was?
The only good
And
thing we got out of
afterwards,
that.
it wasn't any better.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's just think about it, right? They released the next special on release, and then what else did we have? Ella. I mean, do I need to talk about Ella on release? Do I need to talk about Ella on release? All I'm gonna say is Shaiko, and I won't have to speak much more.
Conch, that's the thing. I love when those operators are just so scary and an absolute menace when they walk around the map. This is when I know it's like you've created a monster. And this is
Seriously.
so right to play. Cause like even like Blackbeard was a monster, you know, the Ella was a monster. Like I love when characters like that come out.
Oh, most definitely.
It just literally like just the sheer presence alone forces you to do like mental crazy stuff. It's like you go away and just, you know, hide and like completely throw everything out of the window. But speaking of throwing out of the window, finally time to throw our faces out of the window for this one right now because we're finally back again between the match of Ultrac and Vivid, and boy, have we now well, how many minutes were now off? Like 15 or something?
Basically, I mean, we waffled quite well, though. I reckon.
Yeah, it's just hey, at least I got to partially show my Hot Wheels collection. I mean, I would like to do it in more close-ups, but
Defenders,
I can't
protect your
lift this
bombs from
thing
being
because
defused by attackers.
everything would fall out and everything would make a noise and the whole thing would break. Because these motherfuckers have some goddamn weight as soon as you stack them up.
I can imagine. We need like the Tyrell show, I reckon, where you just like talk about cars.
Tyrell shows up like some of the cars he has, and he was like, "Oh, I wish I would have that in real life." Unfortunately, it costs about 100 grand to own one. I'm talking about you, Honda NSX, the old
my
one.
God. It's looking like our rounds are set up perfectly fine, which is brilliant. Because imagine we got a rehost on the go. That would
5 seconds left.
not be brilliant.
Oh goddamn! I'm gonna walk out then. It's like goodbye, good night. You have a great time. We'll tweet out the results later. We're not bothered. But yeah, we're like, I mean, like we're 15 minutes before 10 p.m. You know, by this time, you know, we usually already like, you know, doing like at the end of map 2. But since we already started like half an hour later. Even then, like, look how this match is going with Rios. Like, we're already way too far behind.
And I mean, these teams just seem to be. I mean, obviously, when they were on defense, it looked a lot like more scarce. But I mean, these teams are looking even now that everything's sort of swapped, right? So I mean, it's just looking back and forth, which isn't brilliant either.
No. But then again, we still got some time to see some brilliant gameplay to come up. So, unfortunately, we have a bit of a stat reset, and well, I would have liked to emphasize the profit was, you know, popping off all those ones. Well, I guess everyone sits on the door, but now time to make this one go away. You see a little bit of shots coming through, a little bit of damage being dealt, but nothing all too majorly. His hatches are gonna get open up, or excuse me, not hatches. Utility is gonna get thrown out. God damn it! It's been a goddamn while since I was on this map.
Me too. Can't lie that I was not expecting to come here and skyscraper today. I probably should have looked at the maps ahead of time, but
Yeah, well, to be fair, like I'm always expecting Oregon and Club to see here, so anything that ain't the norm, it's, you know, like an amazement on its own.
I'm glad that we're seeing something fresh, something new, and I'm glad, you know, we haven't seen a lot of, like, you know, a lot of, like, the same stuff. I'm glad we're seeing some, like, mix up with strats and stuff like that. It's been a brilliant map so far, and I mean, it's only continuing as Prophet. He's still warm, he's still ready as a kill onto Mats. But that's Mr. Easter getting a nice frag right there onto Prophet. Prophet is unaware of him waiting on the bottom of the stairs. Now 4 versus 4, a perfect way to tie things up. for the defense. Mr. Easter really need that kill, and he definitely capitalized on it. But we see right now a swing out, and as Mr. Easter just goes, Gecko, you may have a shield, mate, but what are you going to do when we fight you? And that's easy finding Mr. Easter, though. Listen, Mr. Easter's already done what he needs to do, and it's now 3 versus 3. But the real question is, can the rest of the players from Vivid keep the momentum up that Mr. Easter has set? And it's looking likely as Steezy goes down to Joey. It's now 2 versus 3. 18 seconds on this clock, and Luke is getting pressured and engaged. He has to push on through to this ass. He's going to have to cough up a little bit. Joey taking a little bit of damage, swings on through the drums. Matt Cragwell going down. It's up to Luke now, 1 versus 3. Joey seals the deal. But Luke with a kill to Joey. He pulls out a pistol, but it's not enough, as a DAP's pistol is just a little bit bigger, a little bit better. The SMG-11 sealing the deal. And that's Twitch falling. That's another round for Vivid. Tying things up now, 5-5.
Oh, back on the same scoreline once more. Now, winner of this one, match point. But let's not forget, this is a major game. That means we're gonna go on to overtime. So we will have a definite winner for this one. And obviously, we then still got border to play out to see on who's gonna win overall tonight, or if we just unfortunately gotta end this one up on a draw. But still, a few more rounds to go on Skyscraper, and then also we got a whole map of border ahead of us. But more curious to see like how barbecue is gonna work out for Vivid, because last time we saw barbecue, like Ultrac, they haven't managed to win this at all. Like, they've done twice, they failed twice. Let's see, maybe Vivid can, you know, pretty much steal the show on this one and show them on how it's supposed to be played and how it's working.
10 seconds to
Most
insert.
definitely. I mean, you know, Vivid's, you know, we sort of like, ooh, as maybe everyone sort of misvoted, but I mean, they've definitely pulled it back, and they're definitely showing through now. But then again, they have switched over to defense. It's once again one of those things of, on a map that maybe you're uncertain of, haven't played as much, defense is always going to sort of like shine higher, because it's a lot more easy to sit there and hold an angle compared to try to push an angle, right? Of course, that's not taken away from Vivid at all. I mean, they've had absolutely amazing plays so far, and of course, same thing from Ultrac, but obviously Vivid are just standing that little bit more taller over Ultrac at the minute.
Well, Vivid still holding the position, still waiting on for Ultrac to come in and join the party, but as Ultrac are advancing further, drones are getting out, a few shots right there coming through. Trying to take out the utility, but he still got that major player from Vivid's side on the drums, who, well, Ultrac simply has to get rid of regardless. Utility is getting pinged left, right, center, but you know, so far we not seeing much development. Ooh, finally being spotted out, Joey right there, but I doubt he has to worry all too much before anyone comes in, because he still got Mats as well aside to help him. And yeah,
something that I've noticed that they've been doing quite well, at least these two teams really, is how much backup they supply each other with. You know, none of them are ever going into a fight with another being present, which is exactly what we like to see.
Oh.
That's Profit walking on in. Dallas finds one on the Cragule, as well as Matt finds Profit. Oh my god, Matt! He fights Steezy, and it's now a 2 versus 5. It's up to Luke and Gecko, and I mean, this is just such a hard cliff to climb, and of course it's not going to be possible as Gecko though finding one onto Matt. Joey though will take out Luke. It's up to Gecko now, 1 versus 4. Minute on the clock, he has plenty of time with no diffuser in hand. He pushes on through, gets himself a second kill onto Mr. Easter. It's now a 1 versus 3. Like I said, once again, time is ticking. Time is not of the essence, but bringing us back. But it's not looking that well as Joey swings on through, takes out this player, holding that diffuser very, very well. And that's a round for none other than Vivid once again.
well, with that being said, they got match point now. Winning this round will secure themselves Skyscraper, and then we're gonna see on to border. But question is, can Ultrac finally bounce back? It seems to be like the rehost has thrown them off quite a bit. It's just like the momentum all of a sudden, like from this one round they won, like lost again and shattered, and now they're like struggling to find their find a bit of some find themselves again in a certain way. Like, well, Vivid doing fantastic.
Most definitely, and I think once again it comes down to one of those things, and I'm not taking anything from Vivid when I say this, but it's a lot easier to defend, on something that you're a little bit uncertain on compared to attack, right? Because you're always pushing into the unknown. You've got to do something. Whereas defense, they can sit there, they can go, hey, listen, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna enjoy my life. You come to me, and if you come to me, I'm going to kill you. The attack is the hard bit. It's about making those critical decisions at those right times. And Ultrac are doing a good job of that, but Vivid are immediately snapping back. As soon as that advantage comes through, they immediately snap back. They immediately say no, and they deny any of that pressure that sort of comes on through.
Well, line of sight's getting further open by Dallas right here. And frost traps being placed. Like, if I catch one of you guys stepping into this one. Oh boy. I'm gonna have a nice big laugh on this.
Most definitely, and I'm glad to see a bit of frost. I mean, I remember back in the OG skyscraper, we'd see a lot of frost, and oh my god, Mr. Easter taking out Prophet. Prophet, man, ever since the restart, has not been having a very nice game, which is unfortunate for him. We saw him a little bit earlier in the round, but now he's not really sort of picking up that pace he once had, and it's now 4 versus 5. 2 minutes left remaining, though. So the attackers have still a lot of time to work with, try and pull this one back. Oh, Steezy, fall, that's your hard breach gone. Matt's finding him. It's now 3 versus 5. 2 minutes once again. There's still a lot of time, but being a hard breach down and a soft breacher with that utility of that grenade, it's not looking too well for you. And ultimately, what exactly is going to happen here? I mean, Vivid are looking so strong and being on match point. Ultrac aren't looking particularly too brilliant right now.
Not quite indeed, but still, there, it's still time. They still can turn around. They just need to find pretty much 2, just to set back the playing field and just keep on the kill train, like keep it on going, keep it on choo-choo. Then they should be fine. Everything's gonna be all right. But further, they're gonna keep staying right here and not gonna make any more moves or advances. The further they're gonna run out of time, put themselves in a situation where they're pretty much panicked. They have to get in and then just run in everyone's line of sight and cross that right there. But looking like Luke is now sneaking up. He's got to be very careful because gotta watch out drums as well. But you might gonna be hoping that that Matt's gonna be too greedy, and yes he is. Reveals himself up to Luke, and he will fall up straight after. No refract right there from, I believe, drum side either from Vivid.
Most definitely. This is potentially really, really big. There's still that time is ticking, and obviously, I think it's a big factor in this game so far is time is not of the essence for these attackers. They're wasting so much time. They're still down one, and I understand. You still want to play safe at that point, but something needs to happen, and it looks like Cragul's gonna be the one to make it. But Adapt finds Luke. That's not a brilliant start. A nice little pixel, but Cragul shuts down Mr. Easter. And it's now a 2 versus 3. It's all hell breaking loose though, and an LMG is not a crutch enough as Dallas will find Gecko, and Cragul will fall to Joey, and that's our first map going to none other than Vivid. Well earned from them. Looking a little bit shaky to begin with, but ultimately pulling it on back.
Well, Vivid absolutely bringing back on the scores and absolutely coming back with a steamroll, but unfortunately, Ultrac are not really able to pull much further on to attack. They got their 4 defenses. That was done well, but attack did not seem to go well in any hands of their favor. But with that being said, that means we already got we pretty much got 1 point secured right there for the side of Vivid right there. But with that being said, we're just gonna go into a very, very short break. Just just the usual procedure, just to pretty much liven up, freshen up, and then get back to you in just in a few minutes time to see them border and see the conclusion for tonight's match. We'll be back just in a sec.
Sir Googie is the first to fall, and that's your finger off the board. No more adrenal surges, no more Gone 6, no more nothing for the important. Now Lasmo does fall since he was on very low HP, and there goes F2 as well to get the second.
Start here, but QVG's going to be the tides, to say the least. I mean, the very nice flick on the head. That's going to be another one. A triple kill for F2. Will he be able to get the quad? Yes, does. The Thermites player will be getting off with a quad kill. And actually, he is going to be getting a bit of a gunfight pretty soon brought over to him. And as soon as we speak of the Devil, it's going to be the Thunderbird Greed. Greed will be taking out
Hot is down, but and that should go for you too. So that's a big gun off of the board, as well as a lot of go for the attackers. And oh my god, this could be huge as well. Esports are not on the wiser. Gazzo has to follow to get that diffuser down, as only 2 seconds remain. There's a player from Dirt, there's a player behind Guns. There goes a quad kill though from Aimi, who's overwatching the plane. He knows where the last player is, and it's an ace from the Ayana. Aimi clutching up that round for Loud Esports as they take whether it was a buff or not. And it's so obvious that it is a buff for so many users. And they gave him more Vulcan canisters to work with as Equilibrium. Well, our Esports are giving him so many bodies to work with. What the hell is going on? He gets his fourth. What is going on? Equilibrium just made the best entry that I've seen on a sledge, and he takes out 4 people. And it's an ace to start off the first round of Minor League. What is going on? What the heck? I don't really know what the hell this strat is. Okay, probably not pushing all that well. He's gonna get down and look at how. I just don't know what the hell this strat is. He gets another Lasmo. He might get himself a third if he doesn't choke the gunfight. He has to find the plus G's, and he has to find it now. QBG has to throw in the ball. There's no way they lose that round, and it is. There is a way they lose the round.
Has actually been taken out, which is the one vital point you needed and one thing you want. And that's going to be a kill onto Jaeger, almost a quad kill onto the Rooney, but not quite as big as Shark is. 9 at the same time. Well, the Finka is out of the game. There's no more blue, there's no more, all those types of buffs. But there's going to be a kill transferred over to the Hibana, the team. That's going to be F2 out of the game. It's a 1v2 situation. Post plant is there. So what will our lovely Baby Shark? He gets another kill. That's a triple onto the head. He needs to get one more. And will he be able to do it? As he actually gets it. And that's going to be quad kill and a clutch from the Rooney player. With the defuse in hand, he's going to be winning the first round.
Hello, 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 and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this lovely, lovely evening. I am still Tyrell. This is still Conchcast, and we're still at the match between Ultrac and Vivid. But without further ado, and without further wasting much time from this banger for Skyscraper that went 7-5 to Vivid, we're gonna go straight on to Border. We're gonna make sure, to find out who is gonna decide the night for themselves tonight. If Ultrac wins it, we're gonna have a draw for both teams. But if Vivid wins this one, it's gonna be an overall victory for tonight. And you know what? Before I get offended by every ban again, I'm gonna take a quick look on the standings. Vivid currently sitting right now in third position, so a win on there, that would pretty much, I believe, that still put them into like, well, it should equal them out right at second place for this one. And when we go down, Ultrac on the other hand, still right now on 9th position, not doing all too hot currently right now, being level head in points with Vega Esports, unfortunately. So a draw would definitely help them to sort of keep on to the 9th position, but like they need to do damage control. As Vivid on the other hand, they're looking together like a nice big entrance into further, because let's not forget the first two on the major, they get a little skip ahead on the championship series and they can go straight into semis. But let's go back down to the actual action. And obviously the band should not surprise you that Thatcher and Mira and Valkyrie are banned right there. The Osa is going to be the only one interesting and different, but other than that, I feel absolutely annoyed and offended, as per usual.
Yeah, I mean, Osa's strange because like they did bring a lot of Osa last game. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think Osa really did much. Maybe they're worried that she'll do more on this, and that's a potential. You know, once you get open, like for instance, like the armory wall, you know, you can sort of place down that shield, or like outside the main door, and you can maybe that's where they're sort of worried about it. So rather than having to worry about it, they just sort of went, let's get rid of it. Maybe potentially that's sort of what happened, but I still don't think like a full ban of it was exactly warranted.
Either way, well, I'm curious on how Ultrac is gonna plan out this bomb site, because I see castle, and as someone who generally would like to avoid a castle on Border, because I have some bad experiences, or at least, you know, bad memories with that. Usually just the players just not really wanting to play him anymore and just stop giving a fuck about it.
Yeah, I mean, Castle can be very strong, especially on this site. You know, they are playing that workshop site first, so being able to hold up top is obviously the main thing.
Like don't get me wrong, he makes sense. I'm just not sure how Luke feels about him.
He's not a fun one to play. I mean,
Nah.
He's one of those characters that's like, I don't know, Castle's always been weird to me, because everyone's always said Castle's underpowered, yeah, he's in like 90% of strats. So, I don't know how that works. I mean, I've seen some teams like ban Castle, and then teams will lose because they're like, what do we do? Our strats are useless. So, I don't know, Castle's one of those weird ones. And I mean,
it's like main thing was like, right, the gun sucks, the UMP, but people generally like to play pulse because that one works. But then again, you mostly happens before to balance it out. But something that's not going to be balanced out immediately will be the downfall of Easter, thanks to the hands of Prophet right there. But as grenades are going to fly out, it looks to be like trying to redeem himself. Woo! Prophet gets one swift, but Matt's got him, shoots him finally down. But still, Thermite is out. He's down. The Heartbreak is out. I don't know how Vivid's gonna do this one, but Kroggle, very low HP, will find Joey as well. There goes to the Kenny, and my dear, my boy, it's gonna go wild.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
Is an absolute brilliant start. I mean, Prophet getting 2 right there, then dying, honestly, was very well value. We saw Cragule taking early damage from Joey, and almost looked like Cragule will actually die, but ultimately Joey, as he swings on through into that offices, ultimately doesn't manage to take out Cragule, and Cragule actually managed to take out him. Now with time ticking down, it's still a minute left on that clock. Still plenty of time for the attackers to work with, but with only 2 plays left remaining, there's not what they can do. They have this upstairs pressure, but the question is, what is the next move? I feel like that vertical play is going to be ever so heavily going to be played right now. Craggy, though, will take a bit of damage. We'll dish out a bit of damage onto Adapts as he tries to open up the floor. 45 seconds on the clock. They have to start making a move. Time is of the essence. Time is ticking. It's not looking feasible really for getting anything on the go. I mean, I guess the best thing you could possibly do right now is potentially find yourself a pick. That would really not be Craggy. Luke, though, will take out Mats. That's not a good start. It's up to Adapts now in a 1 versus 4. 29 seconds on that clock, and that's Gecko inside of the inspection, who will indeed find that player. And that's Vivid with a beautiful, not Vivid, sorry, that's Ultrac, my god, with that first round clear.
Clear indeed, but then again, like, if we know anything from Skyscraper, defense is one side of things. We're gonna have to see on how they're gonna do on attack, but so far looking good right now. And the next bomb site for Ultrac will be Bathroom Tellus, which, well, I guess Old Man is seeping in again. It's not really the bomb site I generally like to play for reasons, but you know, they reworked it. It's bigger, it's possible to play, like there's no outside wall anymore, so
I'm indifferent. I think that the bathroom site is actually one of the best sites on the map right now, when played correctly. Now, it's a little bit, the operator lineup I wouldn't exactly go for. I would maybe be looking for maybe like a Frost or something like that, and then you sort of extend out into Workshop, and then you sort of frost out the window that everyone likes to jump in on vending, and then what your ultimate goal is if anybody tries to jump in, they've either got to decide of shooting the frost mat or shooting you, which at that stage they're going to lose the gunfight, right? And you extend into workshops, you can hold everything from external. I quite like it, but I can see where you sort of have issues. When you take vertical, it is very hard to sort of defend that site. So holding vertical is very, very strong, and it needs to happen here because you lose that way too early. It is definitely going to be a GG.
well, we're almost gonna say GG to and goodbyes to Joey right here, who lost a major chunk of HP right there. Oh, this is not looking too good for the Ash, for the side of Vivid.
Literally, and that's Prophet already off to a full iron start. I mean, he is quite literally the prophet of this game right now, finding another kill onto Mats. And it's now, oh my god! Prophet needs to calm down.
How is he doing that?
He's just got such the nice little pixel angles, and he just finds them every single time. He's like a little slithering little snake. Could this be another kill potentially from Gecko coming on through? Is a little player, a little tinted little player pokes a little bit on through. Gecko now with a bit of a fire revealing his location. That could be the downfall if the Ash snaps. But remember, Joey is extremely low, and he is rocking that G36C, so he's not got that quick firing gun. So time might not be the best idea for him to be playing right now, but he's still gonna do it. But Craggy finds Joey, and it's almost like a shutdown fully from Vivid. Mr. Easter though, and Dallas. Oh my god, Dallas makes Gecko as well. It's turning around though, but it's still one player up for the defense. Minute 30 left on this clock. Time is ticking. Can the attackers hone this in and potentially seal the deal? I don't know, man. It's going to be a hard one, but I mean, we love a story of a comeback, and I'm hoping we're going to see one here.
Well, right now being cut down extremely, but still, you got the Thermite still up right there, so you got your big man Harpy today. You got Mr. Easter, who still can leapfrog ahead any room that they wanted and make sure nothing's gonna go wrong. But this is gonna be an interesting use of Thermite charge right there, opening up the floor, making sure they get a vertical. C4 is being drawn out by this one. It's not gonna hurt him and affect him all too much, but still damage being dealt right there. 45 seconds left. Vivid needs to get down and needs to get a plan, but then again, like, they need to secure themselves off, so Dallas needs to wait up for Mr. Easter to join him on this one, or they need to find at least one or two just to give themselves a bit more room right there. But so far, like, I don't see much of them, both of them trying to engage and work together. Like, Dallas is just thinking, like, do I drop, do I not? Flashbang's gonna go out, he's gonna get flanked as well by Stizzy, who has this one covered as well. Conch, it's safe to say this one's gonna be over despite Easter getting a kill, but
Ah.
I call this one like Luke got him covered on this one, but I was pretty much over as soon Dallas died on that defuse and just that on drop down. So unfortunate for them, but what's unfortunate for Vivid is just ever so more juicy for Ultrac as they're gonna take another round.
Most definitely. I mean, it was just looking like so promising. I mean, the thing that we're sort of seeing here is one of those instances where I think stuff is sort of being maybe misdroned. I mean, Prophet sort of sat there for way too long, got himself some kills. I mean, they're playing well at trying to remove those players. They're just doing it too late. And you know, you can't be losing lives. You know, I think the other thing as well is that, you know, one person dies from one angle and then we go, oh my god, Prophet's just got a kill onto Mats. I'm Adept. I'm gonna peek, and then Adept falls, and then you're down 2. What do we do at that point? You know, you can't keep sort of doing that. If one person has died by an angle, do not re-challenge, because you don't know if that player is playing in the same spot. You don't know if that player is gonna win ultimately. Your best bet is to go, okay guys, let's leave, let's rethink, let's recalibrate, let's sort of reset back up. And I don't think that's exactly what you know, what Vivid have sort of been doing.
Well, let's see if they can make some changes, if they can spice some things up, and if they can find pretty much what you just said, if they can improve and they can change on this one. But boy, oh boy, seeing a Ying on border, ooh, I give me a few chills down my spine, because played out right, especially up on this side. There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and you know what? If they got some balls in, if they're gonna risk it, then they might as well just hop reach and just go in quickly. Like Candelas are coming out, Gridlocks are placed everywhere. Luke will find Mats. That's gonna be the finger down, so one major push right there. But so far they don't really seem to spot anyone right there. Joey will find one. It's gonna be Luke. Stizzy will go down thanks to the hands of Adept right there. But look at this, Prophet needs to go back up the side. Everyone from Ultrac needs to go back up the side as Vivid are attacking his Twizzler. Look at this! They got the diffuser planted! I didn't even see this! I didn't even notice! They just slipped it in! Joey gets one! That's gonna be Gecko! 2 person left! Prophet and Kroggle, they need to find this one quickly! They need to do something! I need to do 50 grenades to flying out! Easter will get this one, and that will go down, and it doesn't matter too much! This Prophet's gonna be the last one out, then Joey will take it for Vivid, and that's gonna be the first round that Vivid will secure. Just sneakily gets it in, plants it out, just like going for it, see like no one's right out there, perfectly read. That's how you do it.
That is Siege at its finest.
Yes!
God, we need more. Please, Vivid, give us more. And as I mentioned this the last map, Skyscraper. If you play slow, which is exactly what we've seen Vivid play very, very slow. You know, the defenders go, oh, we know you're gonna play a little bit slow, you know, so they don't expect it. And then boom, boom, boom. You know, you saw the ink come out, the Candelas flew in. There was so much noise sort of going on. No, I mean, not even you realized that plant was going down. The plant went down, and at that point, it's all over, right? You have defenders going, oh no, the plant's down. They come flooding back in the site, but there's someone playing in that window. Boom, you're dead. Oh no, someone's playing in that window. Let me go and swing it. Oh wait, someone's just walked in. Somebody else has just taken me out. It's over at that point. When the plant's down, it's gone.
I wanted to go like going for the plant, and then it's like in the midst of things, like I didn't even notice they already got that thing in and already planted that bitch. But like, I mean, that's exactly what I done. You know, just like say like fuck it and just go in. Like, look what they've done. They forced completely Ultrac to abandon wherever the hell they are, run back to side, and what else they need to do is just like cut off the waypoints, and there you go. They just had it in the back. It's just like no one saw this one coming. Well, maybe Ultrac is now prepared for stuff like this, but hey, I always love when things like this happen. It is just exactly the type of thing I like to see.
Most definitely, and I like the Vivid haven't tried it again. They're like, you know, they're probably gonna be ready for it, so let's not. So I love the fact that they haven't even attempted to even think about it again. And I'm just excited now to see what Vivid will do now. They've got that confidence boost. They know they can win their fights. They know they can win their ones. So it's all to play for. Adapt still goes for a bit of a swing. Couple of shots fired on through. Doesn't connect with anything though. He's more sort of applying that pressure. But the real question is where are we coming from? What is the objective right now? And it's looking like that top floor is a key aspect they want to get removed. So that's exactly what the focus is going to be on. Adapt goes for a bit of a swing, but unfortunately that wall's reinforced. So, you know, you can't be shooting people through walls, but Prophet right now is taking heavy fire from someone. And that's Dallas finding Prophet. It's now 4 versus 5. Have Vivid woken up all of a sudden? Cragule goes for a push though onto that player on those east stairs. Can he find is the real question. That player pushed up ever so slightly, but Adapt's finding Stizzy. And it's now a 3 versus 5. It's not looking too good for the defense. But Cragule's playing patiently. And potentially looks away at the wrong time, but Cragule still gets killed in the dance, swings back over, and he might not want to adapt! But that's Joey to find Cragule, and it's now a 2 versus 3. That was potentially looking like the play. Cragule, if he just picked himself up one more kill, that could have been it. That could have been the one that we needed. But that will be Luke in a bit of a gunfight where unfortunately doesn't get himself that kill, just merely missing that head, which is just unfortunate. With a minute left on this clock, time is ticking, and these attackers though have a man up. That time is always on their shoulders, always a burden. And Luke and Gecko as well, 2 players that I have full faith in could potentially pull this on back, but maybe I spoke a little bit too soon, but no, Luke finds Matt, and it's now a 2 versus 2. They're pulling it back. This is still the side of Ultrac to potentially swing back and win. 35 seconds. It all comes down to this. This last 30 seconds will tell the tale. And the real question is what is the plan right now for Easter and Joey? They need to make a move. They need to make some kind of advances. They have a potential advantage in HP against Luke, but Gecko unfortunately getting a little bit stunned right there. That means his position is revealed, so he has to fall back. But they have to go for this plant. And it's looking like that is exactly what's going to have to happen. But Joey right now getting a lot of pressure on him, but Joey will take out Luke. Gecko though with immediate refrag into 1 versus 1. Easter has to potentially go for this frag here. He doesn't have diffuser. Come a shot through, and that's Gecko to find Easter. And that's Ultrac taking the round. And oh my god, what a way to swing things back in the favor for them.
You understand why I love Border right now?
Oh, bro, I honestly am speechless. What is this right now? I mean, bro, I can't deal with this sort of stuff, bro. I mean, can we just say really quick? I will say this: that Cragule deserves all the props there. I would say that he single-handedly turned that round around, that whole entire round around, bro. That was really hard for me to say. In my head, I was like, around just didn't make much sense.
I would say like this: you were going like one of those watches, you know, like you have to turn, and then it's like it kept playing. Like there was just no stopping from chain of events and everything. And boy, oh boy, like this is exactly what I love. You know, go fast, go hard, and great plays from Crowder like this. You know, just set themselves up as well so beautifully, and everything leads to another. And well, just an amazing round. Unfortunately, it didn't went out for the side for Vivid, but still Ultrac now having that 3-1 lead. And it's just looking. It doesn't seem to be a real stopper besides that one round. But if we see another one like this happening, you know, getting closer and closer from these 2 teams. Whew. I swear to God, that's gonna be some mighty fine ass rounds we're gonna have ahead of us.
Oh, most definitely. But
Screw Skyscraper from beforehand. Like this is then like the game.
Oh, most definitely. But we've also got to keep into consideration. We saw a similar thing happening on Skyscraper, right? Where the defense were doing quite well on attack. They didn't do so quite well, and Vivid did actually take that in the end. So, are we going to see a repeat? That is always a potential.
Well, the only way to find this one out is to, well, just sit here, wait what is going to happen. Time itself will going to dictate for us, and the skill as well. But Prophet not going to be able to find one on the window, this one, so quickly and swiftly. But on the other hand, Mats will find the opening frag for this one. That's going to be Stizzy off the board. The Echo not going to put on any more drones for this team.
I'd be worried for Ultrac right now, but I mean, they've proven they could turn things around. But is this a potential free kill? I'm not quite sure, and nope, never mind. Luke will actually get teed up by Joey. I mean, it was looking good for Luke. He potentially had a little bit of a sneaky play going on, but I mean, ultimately gets shut on down. It's now 3 versus 5. The question is, what happens now? Cragule, though, just waiting for those plays. Position has been revealed. The real question is what exactly is going to happen from this point on? It's now a 2 versus 5 after Joey finds yet another player. And I mean, what is happening right now? Literally, Vivid are just picking apart Ultrac so much. You know, you just don't understand what is sort of going on right now. I mean, Joey is just sat here on his own. No one's backing up, and he's just picking one by one by one by one. And I mean, is this man ever going to be shut down? Is his position ever going to be revealed? The pings are coming on through, and it's an unfortunate loss from Profile from Profit. Easter shuts him on down, and that's Gecko.
Hello!
Let's go! Let's go, Gecko! Finding 2. This man is the man who could potentially turn things around. I mean, it's a 1 versus 3. Is that possible? No, it's not. The LMG is just too strong. That's Matt's finding Gecko. For once again, 4. Vivid taking a round. This score now becomes 3-2.
One more chance for Ultrac to put a 4-2, but if it goes 3-3, well, you might want to run. You might want to pull something out of the hack very quickly, but Bathroom tell us doesn't seem to be working. Well, they're going to try it one more time again. That's also going to be the last sign on defense, potentially, but I mean, this energy, these things are going on, like, delicious.
Bombs from being defused by
Juice.
It's so, like, disgusting. I mean, as I said, I am so speechless by the amount of things and the amount of just, like, back and forths that we've seen. I mean, I wish I could sort of explain every bit of word that I've got in my head right now. But if I did, I don't know. I think everyone would think I'm crazy here. It's just been so I don't even know the words to explain it, but like, you know, we had Skyscraper and, you know, it was looking a bit, you know, sort of dry and high, you know, there was some nice moments here and there, but I mean, Border, man, what a map. It has been such a switch, change. Everything has just flown so nicely for both teams, and I mean, it's been absolutely monumental to cast so far.
I must say, this one definitely beats out Skyscraper from earlier. Already. And even that wasn't too shabby either from both teams, so. But hey, every time when there's Border on, I guess, I'm always going to have some smiles right now for this one. But well, that's just going to see on who is going to take this one at home. Either Vivid will tie up the score, or Ultrac will be able to set themselves off just slightly bit more.
And it's just, all my question is anybody's round. I mean, I have no genuine predictions, but I mean, Profit is already showing us that this could potentially be an Ultrac round. And I mean, they need it, right? After, you know, with them going on attack and everything like that. So that's a brilliant start so far. But once again, it's one of those things, never count these teams out. Usually, I'm casting, I'm like, a team's going early frag. It's not looking too good. I mean, that's a second kill. Luke finding Joey. And back to what I was sort of saying, you know, usually you see these players getting these kills and you're sort of like, ooh, a little bit scared. But once again, see, it's all turned around as Craggle finds Easter, but Matt's finding Stizzy. And it's now a 4 versus 2. A minute 40 on the clock. And I mean, so much has already happened. We've literally got 4 deaths on the board and it's literally been a minute and 20 seconds. And count another one.
Yeah, count another one for the bait. There you go. For a kill on this round from Matt as he cuts down further Ultrac. Both of them chasing, and Gecko finally gets the kill onto Matt, leaving Dallas still the only one left through the laser gate. And well, I'm not sure if they're aware of, but he's gonna go for the plant. But I see a few shots here there right now coming through. Dallas will find Gecko. 1v1 situation right now. He's got a minute left. Dallas can plant. He needs to hide himself away a further bit more from Kroggle. But as Kroggle, we're going to close up on in. Dallas will get the plan going, but it means pretty much immediately the face-to-face, and Kroggle will win it out. And ladies and gentlemen, Ultrac win this last round of defense for them.
Defenders disable the diffuser.
This is what I'm saying. you cannot predict these rounds because as soon as, like I said, as soon as you start thinking, that team's got a nice kill, they've got a double kill. I mean, it's already sealed the deal. I mean, they go ahead and do stuff like that. I can't, bro. Oh, I literally, like, it almost was looking like the attack. Vivid were actually going to turn that around. And to me, that just screams, what the hell? What the actual hell?
Well, it all comes down now to the defense of Vivid and to the attack on Ultrac. Can they materialize this 4-2? I mean, we've seen it earlier on Skyscraper,
Attackers
and
need to locate and defuse
they
bombs.
just only could get only one round on board on attack, whilst Vivid took down the victory at home. But can they make this one work on Border or not?
Well, I mean, Border's one of those maps, right, that I mean, let's see, every single map has a defender lead to some extent, but I think Border is one of those maps that there's so much room to work with that it's honestly beautiful. When you really picture it, because like I said, there's so much room to sort of work with that just makes it so it could be anybody's game. It's quite a frag heavy map, which is always quite nice to sort of see, you know, it's a change of pace. And I mean, these teams are playing, like, they're using up the full amount of space, which is what I love. You know, it's not a lot of like on the site fighting or anything like that. They're using up a lot of this play area, which is brilliant. It's something I just love to see always. These teams using up as much space as possible, and they're using it well as well. You know.
I don't see this. See, this one's gonna be a new one for me, having that laser gate added to this one, the soft wall. So curious on how this is gonna work out and how this is gonna look for them. But Joey having security for his own at the moment. There's Ultrac planning further down the attack, and well, Dallas seems to be in the right position to get the first point of contact, but gonna stay down Fountain. So far, nothing much from Ultrac except for downstairs. They're definitely making a sweep right down there. Grenades are gonna fly out, but here's the thing: you got some member of Vivid right there, but Gecko will find Mr. Easter. And we'll shut him right down. But look at this, Mats will find Luke. That's exactly the person I was talking earlier on. Downstairs, still got control right there. So you got a bit of a conflicting one right there. 44.
Most definitely. I mean, this time is once again, they still have plenty of it. Minute 40 left on the clock. It's now currently 4-4. And you gotta remember that it's Jaeger 4 for Sledge. I think Sledge used a lot of his nades beforehand, which is at least was brilliant. But you know, there's not a lot of verticals. To be honest with you, the Sledge life wasn't that bad of a loss, right? I mean, you don't have the advantage of a good gun. Obviously, that L8 is really strong. But you know, with this time now ticking, it's looking like Iana's going to win the siege. You get a little bit of a cheeky nade on the go. Does a little bit of damage to Joey, but nothing to like sort of scarf over. Nothing to sort of fret Joey. But these players now, they're set security of in such a strong position with time ticking down. But Kragul, right, they will find Joey. And oh my god, Kragul will find another one to Mats. It's now a 4 versus 2. It's literally all changed in shape. Oh no, Gecko finding Dallas. And it's all to adapts now. It goes for a chicken little swing, and that's Profit to find him. And unlucky from the defense, but it's looking like, hold on a second, dare I say it, Ultrac are actually really good on Border.
Well, they got one attack on it, and the question is, like, you know, like, Vivid can pull down now the absolute comeback and just, you know, send us to 7 like once before, but you know, if we see another round like this from Ultrac, then boy, oh boy, we might as well have a draw at our hand tonight. But that was definitely a strong one right out there, right from the gate. So let's see if Ultrac can repeat this one. And obviously, Vivid, they need to come up something with this side, and I'm pretty sure Vivid is going to be prepared for a, you know, pretty much the same rush or like the quick plan they just did like earlier on their side of tech. So at least I hope they're going to be prepared, because if not, then how to say, like, you're getting tricked by your own trick. That would be a great shame.
Discovered the location of a bomb.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, I feel quite bad with it because they're not playing bad. They're playing really well. But it's just these key moments that are just sort of falling out of hand for them. And I'm excited to see what this round sort of entails for us, because this strat is looking very crazy. I'm liking the way this is looking with these long angles, but the problem with making a lot of long angles on defense is, yes, we have a few ACOG, not ACOG, but like 1.5 players. I always specify now, because back in the simple days, all we had was ACOGs or one times, right? But you know, with these sights, you know, you got to remember that the defenders are always going to have a lot more longer sights than you. So creating long angles is brilliant, but it also works against you. So I'm hoping that they haven't created these angles to sort of pick themselves out and pick themselves apart. You know, otherwise that could be very unlucky for them. But with 30 seconds already immediately off that board, it's not a lot sort of going on right now. These defenders are sort of just defending very casually. But it's looking like an east side is sort of being taken by this attack. And the real question is, what sort of falls next? Prophet right there taking a bit of damage. He's repelled outside. He's trying to get something going, but like it's once again, it's just one of those things that each team is sort of like prodding and poking. It's very, very back and forth. You're sort of just looking for these kills, but they know where these players' positions are. And I think Prophet just needs to be careful because from the looks of these players, it's looking like they're getting a bit antsy from the defense. They sort of want to swing, they sort of want to peek, they want to get these early kills in to kind of just side it on their favor. With a minute and 40 left on the clock. Time is ticking. A couple of shots right onto Adapt. He needs to be careful. You know, getting a little bit too greasy right there will punish you. And that's a shot straight in the kneecap, straight to Castle, which is never brilliant. You're losing that player's HP. It's not a good start. And that's Craggy with a brilliant nade onto Mr. Easter. 5 versus 4. And I mean, what a huge nade right there. The real question is, will this momentum continue on for Ultrac?
Well, right now, it's definitely looking good right now. The only thing I don't seem to feel like it's gonna looking good is their time. They only got 1 minute left. And they still need to cover like quite a lot of ground. Joey will get the down and then instantly the knife as well. Just a little bit of salt on the wound right there. Clawing it back to making it a 4 versus 4 right there. As Joey's still dancing around the security room. The castle breach still intact and everything. So still got control right there. Mats is gonna find Luke. That's gonna go down. Do that to a Prophet in. Joey out. 3 versus 3. 30 seconds left. Ultrac needs to speed things up. They need to kick it in high gear if they still want to do this round. And they need to find kills as well. So 20 seconds left. Shots are being traded out. Everything is getting fired left to send the C4 as well. Dallas will find Stizzy with this one out. Sending his best wishes right there. As Prophet tries to look, he's gonna fall down to Adapt. Just a few seconds left. Gecko will find Dallas, but can he find the other two? No, he can't. Time runs out, and Vivid will take this round and will snatch it away from them.
Absolutely beautiful from Livid, and that's exactly what you need to see a lot more of. Is holding strong, playing safe. You know, the thing I'm sort of noticing about Vivid is that they're getting antsy a little bit now, and I don't know, maybe it's because they've lost a few rounds and they're getting maybe like a little bit frustrated. But I mean, we saw like that Castle, for instance, almost get punished really early on. You know, they want to get in, they want to prod, they want to poke. But I mean, we ultimately saw that when they play strong, they play together, they play safe, and they wait for their opportunity, they can win. And they're proving that. And I mean, you know, Ultrac ultimately just sort of played a little bit more weaker than what we've normally seen them on. That drone in wasn't exactly the best. Like you said, by the time they actually started making grounds, there was no time left on the board. And once again, like we're going to keep repeating throughout this cast, when you have no time, it's really hard to get anything going, because at that point, everything goes out the window. All you're honed in on is, I need to get in, I need to get in, I need to do something.
Well, the clocks and the turntables, well, the turntables have turned. Right now, Vivid, potentially, I'm looking for that streak now to come out for them. As Ultrac was, well, you could say that we're close onto it, but still, like, so far away. Like, that time, that still hurts so much. Well, I was gonna see could be a fluke from Vivid, or it could be maybe Ultrac now figured out a way out, because each bomb site obviously, you know, changes the weight, changes the pace, changes everything, but I guess you already all know that kind of shit. I'm more curious on how Ultrac will be able to bounce back from it, or even if they can bounce back.
They've definitely shown us they can, and you know, I wouldn't suspect you know, if we sort of see a lot more of that sort of happening throughout this. You know, Vivid's, you know, maybe now is the time that they sort of start playing stronger together. You know, like once again though, it's still anybody's game. You know, maybe Ultrac are more closer to the ultimate goal, but you know, never count these teams out. You know, they've been such a surprise to us so far. But Joey right now getting a lot of early pressure isn't good for him, because once again, if you lose a player this early on, it's not really looking too brilliant for them. And Luke right now is luckily in a safe zone, as you know, Joey's getting pressured. He hasn't got that time to sort of look out for him. But Cragule getting a huge nade onto Joey. Joey getting removed. It's a 4 versus 5. Cragule finding another onto Easter. It's not looking good for Vivid. They're getting literally picked apart after a brilliant round. You can't be losing lives like this. It's just not a good way of going about things. For a 5 versus 3, we've seen changes come on through, and boom!
Ooh.
Immediately a snap kill from Mats onto
Oh,
Luke.
no!
He sets himself in a bad position as Stitzy finding Mats. It's a 4 versus 2, but don't remember, I will always say this to this day, Maestro, what a man, what a character. Nitro comes up, boom, nothing. Does not find a single soul, unfortunately. But Dallas, I am waiting for him to start ripping shreds, start firing that Alder. And the real question is what a beautiful little impact trick right there to deny that wall from being open. Oh wait, no man, it did go through. I thought it was looking good. I thought he prevented it for a second there, but unfortunately he doesn't. It would have been absolutely a huge play if he'd done that and shut that down. 40 seconds on this clock though, and that Alder is getting ready to fire. I can already hear it in my head right now. That rat-a-tat-tat, that rattling. This could potentially be a game changer. I know I'm holding so much on Maestro, but he is the king, so I'm waiting for it. And oh no, I hyped him up too much. I gave him the caster's curse. Cragule will find himself a third, and it's all up to Adapts now in a 1 versus 4.
The last one alive, the last one standing. He eats some grenades. Well, it's not gonna face him all too much, but that's what's gonna face him will be Prophet, who will cut down this round and will, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time for the night, I'm gonna say this, it's match point for Ultrac.
I want to apologize to Dallas. I may have hyped you up a little bit too much, and I might have given you a slight curse.
No, let me rephrase it like this. I wanna empathize that we had all your hopes on you and you fell straight out flat down with your face on the floor.
I mean, I didn't want to put it like that, but poor Dallas, man. I was waiting. I was waiting, bro, for him to hold out mouse 1, 2, 3 kills here, bro. I was waiting for the mute to come swinging in, getting the last kill, bro. And it's going to be like, we were going to sit here, cheer, and then, yeah. Need we say more? Need we say more? Oh. I mean, it's been such a beautiful game.
Either way, whatever that was fabricated, or what he couldn't fabricate it, led to Ultrac pretty much sitting himself now in a fine position, and Luke teasing me a bit to bring out the Blackbeard on border, because if you do that, that would have been creme de la creme. It would have been such more amazing, but nah, you're just teasing me. You just pretty much leaving me hanging right there. Because even still, like Blackbeard has like a paper of a shield, you know. But just like, if people hear the shots, if people see him, it's like they're already scared and they're like panic. They don't aim properly anymore. They just shoot somewhere and everywhere. It's just like his sheer presence alone makes you dodge bullets, not the shield, just his presence.
It's a bit like back in the day, and this will take everyone back, when you used to play presidential plane and you'd be like glass on the wing, you know? Everyone would cower, everyone would dive. You didn't want to get killed. It
still works. It should still work to this day, I believe.
Yeah, but I can't remember the last time I played on plane. Oh my god, it's aggressive from Cragule. And he gets the kill under Joey. That's beautiful start. 4 versus 5. Can they
Oh,
keep
look at the
momentum
rotation! Look at the
going?
rotation! There you go!
Oh my God! Craggle finds a second. It's now a 3 versus 5. I mean, this is another example of playing fast. Gets you kills, gets you wins. And it's not a good start for a team that is literally about to lose a round if they do not stay in this. Lose the map, sorry, if they do not stay in this round. It's not looking good that they are down
Well, it's
2
not only the
currently.
map to just also completely lose the game up on this one. If Vivid loses this round, that means it's gonna be a draw for all tonight. As Profit
Oh.
will make this thing even become more and more closer for reality. Dallas goes down. And with that, just adapt and ease the left for the side of Vivid to try to make this one work out and try to turn this around. As Vivid will very much likely to go into overtime and win this one out so they can get the overall W. But no, Luke got up from the hatch. Easter falls, adapt. 1 versus 5. It's all down to you, buddy. Buddy, I think it's fair to say there is not, well, there might be a 1 or 2 kills coming out. But more than that, it's not going to be more given. But you look at Ace. Profit gets this one out, and Ultrac finish it off on a flawless round. Wins out Border, and with that, it's going to be a draw for tonight. That's 7-3. Gives them the draw and secures them a point each. Unfortunately, neither of the teams could establish their dominance over both maps, leaving us out for this one. But boy, it has been a blast for sure, and especially boy, it has been a blast of a map.
Definitely. What a change in pace. What a change in pace. I mean, I think, honestly, there were so many good clips on that you could literally, honestly, it made it, I feel like, you know, like I said, Skyscraper, we had some good plays. It was a little bit slow here and there. But I mean, Border, oh my God. You know, even though it was like maybe less close than what Skyscraper was, I mean, the plays we saw, oh my, I can't describe. I literally cannot describe.
I am also as well like positively shocked and obviously surprised and all, but with that being said, I think it's time to do a wrap and pretty much settle up. So would be the time where I would thank a sponsor if we would have one. So perhaps maybe it is you who's sitting there who would gladly like to help us out here on Talent League and maybe get yourself some promotions there. We can add you a nice little clip in there. We have your logo on there on every socials as well. So we have you all covered in here, and obviously it makes us look better, makes you look as well, showing that you have some support for us and for the teams that are playing in there, making sure that we can have like maybe big money tournaments or much more even to give from the side as well. But other than that, obviously huge thank you to you, Conch, for joining me for this one today. And obviously it was an absolute. Well, I was just about to say it was an absolute pleasure. First time I had something not to nag on someone behind the backstage, and then later to corrects it. But hey, that's how life goes. But that also shows like this is a place for everyone to join and come about. Doesn't matter if you're completely new to the game, if you got some experience, or if you're a seasoned veteran like Conch. Doesn't matter. You can join in, try out as a caster, observer, producer, or just even help us out on staff. Just do our daily business. Please feel free to do so. Join up on the Discord, and then we'll pretty much go on the signups, and then we'll take care of you with no worries. But other than that, a few closing words you have, potentially.
I would just like to say, once again, thank you very much. Obviously, I used to be casting for Talent League, so I'm just grateful to be back once again, and it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, these two teams as well, I feel like they should both, if they're definitely both watching this back, I think they should both give themselves a pat on the back. I think they both played absolutely insane, and I think honestly, Ultrac taking that win on the second map, tying them up, I think was probably the best result that they could have got, especially after that Skyscraper game. I think, both teams had great plays all around. I don't think, anybody, sort of threw except for team kill on Skyscraper. But we won't talk about that. Okay, that's in the past. That's in the past. But like I said, I think both teams like definitely deserve a round of applause. I think they both played extremely well. And yeah, I'm just grateful to be back here once again, casting.
That was great as well. And with that being said, this was Tarell, this was Conch, this was Sound League. I wish you all a very good night, and I hopefully see you and potentially see you all tomorrow for a game, and also for next week. Until then, sleep well, sleep tight. Goodbye.